Well, now, let's do a video about wrestling. And no, I don't have COVID. I explained it in my last video. My voice is a little raspy. Anyway, um, I posted on my Twitter a couple days ago some video ideas I wanted to make, and one of them was a rant on Vince McMahon. Sorry as I wiped the gook out of my eyes on camera. Um, and I, like Undertaker Freak, just said in his video that he made last night or this morning from his time zone, whatever it is I can't just make it just about Vince McMahon right now because of what AEW is doing right now and what my child is doing, trying to climb up and grab the phone that's recording right now. Kid, can you go to your workbench real quick and get a hammer? He's going to get a hammer. He's going to come over here and hit me with it. But it'll be entertaining if he comes for my head. So, anyway, look, the state of wrestling and the state of just civilization right now, wrestling is that one thing that is trying to go on as a form of entertainment. I mean, I know there's like late night talk shows doing like Jimmy Fallon's broadcasting from his house, and so are all the other guys. Like, I get everyone's trying to be entertaining now in some way, shape, or form, where wrestling is trying to do with WWE, AEW being the main television branded entities out there right now. They're trying to continue on with business as usual as far as storylines, as far as, can I see that real quick? Just to prove that he brought me a hammer. That's how smart he is. He knows what his hammer is. And please don't hit daddy with it. Anyway, just showing off my kid's a genius. 2 years old and he knows what a hammer is? My God. Mensa kid right there. Anyway, wrestling is trying to continue on. And I mean, we all know Vince is a miserable capitalistic SOB. So it's like no shock that he's doing this. But what I want to turn a bit of the scrutiny on is AEW. And I wouldn't be so bothered with them continuing on if it wasn't for the fact that Tony Khan, Chris Jericho, and a number of other people that I've heard in interview after interview saying, we are in no way concerned about what the competition is doing. We are doing our own thing. We're our own deal over here. We don't care what WWE is doing. Let them do their thing. We'll do our thing. Okay, we threw a screwdriver. If that's the case, then why are you still doing a show right now? Because you, the wrestling fan out there, as well as I do know, that they can't just give over Wednesday nights to NXT. They can't do that. But if you don't care about what your competitor is doing, then do the right thing and stop doing new shows. Air recap shows. Air like one-on-one interviews. Something where it doesn't involve the performers physically putting their hands on each other, getting in other people's breathing space, because it's just making a mockery now. And again, WWE is doing the same thing. It's just making a mockery now of the whole presumed precaution of you're just supposed to assume and treat everyone like they have COVID right now. Because you can have it and not show a single sign of it. So I don't care if they're taking their temperature right before they step in the ring. It doesn't matter. Because they could be carrying it, give it to you. Now both of you have it. You're taking it to your loved ones to take them to the other performers. And I don't know why either company is risking a PR nightmare right now if one of their performers gets COVID, and God forbid one of them dies, God forbid one of them gives it to their loved ones, or something like that, and someone dies, just because of the fact that the show had to go on. The show had to go on, guys. Why? Why did the show have to go on right now? Why are we watching a taped... Well, I'm not, but why would anyone want to watch a pre-taped WrestleMania this weekend? Why? And that's going back on pay-per-view. Some pay-per-view companies are charging $60. $60 for a pre-taped WrestleMania? I'd rather watch my dog poop 60 times. And he does that sometimes in one day. Anyway. Does New Dog do a lot of poops, kid? Yeah? See? He knows. Anyway, it's just mind-boggling. Like, is existing right now and continuing on as if, we got to keep these storylines going, we got to keep these performers going. Is that really worth it right now? Because I got to be honest with you, I love AEW. I've seen every episode of Dynamite, every pay-per-view they've had so far. Last night when I was watching Dynamite, that was the first time I just started skipping through segments. I started skipping through matches like it's had on the DVR, and I just started fast forwarding. I was like, I really don't care about the Moxley Hagar pre-taped stuff, just to hype up their match, and I don't care about this women's match. Not to say that I don't care about women's matches, but I watched like 3 matches in a segment with Chris Jericho talking to. I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of Matt Hardy's little thingamabobber. Vanguard. Anyway, for some reason the kid coming over made me think of Vanguard 1. It's just mind-boggling because there's a time to do the right thing, and then there's a time to just understand when things are not going to be as normal as they are, as we are used to it being. And no one is going to hold it against AEW. Well, if you do hold it up, you're an a-hole. But you get a free pass for not producing a product right now. You get a free pass. It won't be held against you. And if someone does hold it against you, get kicked in the butt right out the front door. Like, don't be a fan then. Bye. The company won't miss you. But it's just a pre-taped WrestleMania, really? Like, you couldn't delay WrestleMania to the summer, Vince? Again, I don't care. I'm not watching it. But, man, your fans pay a lot of good money to see your product, and that's how you treat them. Again, I want that company to go penniless because Vince McMahon is just such an evil, maniacal SOB. But that aside, it's about setting the right message too. Like, Vince always says, like, we won't use guns or knives because we don't want to promote violence to that level, because that's the right thing to do in society. But it's like, okay, but we'll go face to face with our competitors during a pandemic. Okay, that's real smart, Vince. Real smart. That sends a really good message to society. Go ahead, kids. Go outside and wrestle with your neighbors and stuff, all your friends in the block. It's okay to do right now because Vince McMahon and AEW say it's okay. And as for that product that AEW product, and me skipping through it, seems like a lot of people did that too because the ratings were just in the gutter for both NXT and AEW last night. Both shows got some of their lowest ratings for either show. AEW has dropped 40% just in 2 weeks with these empty arena shows. And I can understand why, because it doesn't have a feel. It just doesn't have that feel, if you will. The empty arena stuff was unique at first. It was interesting, but it's lost any ounce of luster it had at all. It just feels like such a watered down, pee poor product now. It just does. It just doesn't have the same vibe, same feel, same anything. And the ratings are showing it. So why would you continue on with something that the audience is showing a grown disinterest in? Say, kid, say stop the madness. Say stop the madness. Say stop the madness. See, even my kid agrees. Stop the madness. I'm just saying this as a wrestling fan. I want to see AEW do well, obviously. But man, if it's at the expense of Vince McMahon doing the right thing and stopping NXT and AEW continues on, that is a selfish move, and that speaks volumes of that company and their so-called, we don't care what the competitor does. Both shows should stop production right now. Okay? I don't care if you're in the middle of storylines or whatever. You get a free pass. You get a free pass to stop and cease all production right now. That is all.